Welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Mr. Bitcoin Maxi. We are all Bitcoin Maxis. Now, if Bitcoin dips 50%, what does that look like for you? Now, say you bought Bitcoin at hypothetically $50,000 or $100,000, right? And it goes down to $50,000, all right? Here's the issue. Unrealized is if you don't sell, but it goes down $50,000, 50%, right? Now, realized is if you sell it. Now, let's take an example of a house. If the house that you bought was $500,000 at the time and the market went down 10%, your house wasn't worth as much as it was when you bought it. Now, say 10%, $450,000, right? However, you still have the same amount of rooms, same amount of square footage, same amount of backyard as when you bought it. Now, that's the same with Bitcoin. Even though Bitcoin goes down 50% and it dips from where you bought it, you technically didn't lose anything until you sell, and it's a realized loss. Now, the best thing to do is keep it at an unrealized loss and not sell it, because a lot of the times people get fear, say, oh my God, Bitcoin dropped. And we all know the volatility of Bitcoin, right? So say Bitcoin goes down 50% and you start panicking. Like, oh my God, I got to sell Bitcoin. And then the market eventually corrects, which it always does, and goes back up. That 50% loss is something that you're eventually going to have to make up, and you're going to be kicking yourself in the rear for selling. And a lot of times, the market tends to always shake people out. So when Bitcoin takes a big dip, a lot of people will sit here and they'll stress about it. They'll say, oh my God, what am I going to do? Bitcoin just took a big, huge hit, and they see red on their portfolio. That's usually a roller coaster of emotions that a lot of people don't know how to control. However, the best thing that you can do is understand that there's going to be whales that are going to try and manipulate the price. There's going to be black swan events that are going to happen in Bitcoin. But the mindset is where I want to get into this part of the video and help you all to understand that when your portfolio takes a hit, in my opinion, not financial advice, that's the best time to go in there and be able to dollar cost average a little bit more than you've been averaging. Okay? Because when the market corrects and Bitcoin goes back up, so say it goes back above that original $100,000 that you bought, right? Then you're going to see more gains, because when Bitcoin dipped 50%, okay, and then it went back up, you basically got it on a discount. And this is something that I had to learn. I had to learn that seeing red on my portfolio was actually a good thing. When I started first stacking Bitcoin, seeing red, I used to panic and I used to have to fight the urge to want to sell. However, once I started realizing, wow, if I put more in now than I've been putting, then eventually the market is going to correct. There's going to be a bull run that's going to happen, and Bitcoin is only going to get more expensive as time goes on. So Bitcoin is on a discount. It's wonderful. So I can get Bitcoin for cheaper than when I bought it at 100,000. So now it's $50,000. It's on a discount from when I bought it. So I want you all to get into the mindset, okay? Try to get in the mindset that when you see red, it's a good time to buy, all right? Now, you can't always time the market, all right? So say, for example, it goes from 100,000 to 50,000, and then you buy a little bit more at that 50,000, and then it goes down to 30,000, all right? The thing is, it's important to recognize is dollar cost averaging a little bit more on those big dips is how you're going to be able to stack more Bitcoin, okay, for the long run. Now, it's a long-term game, I can't even talk today. It's a long-term game. We don't want to see it as something that we're going to trade temporarily. Now, I mean, there is people that make a lot of money on shorting it and longing Bitcoin, but however, in my opinion, here on this channel, I don't condone doing that. I mean, if people make their money doing that, that's fine. But for me, I like keeping my money. And we never know. 1 minute Bitcoin could be at 118,000, then it could be at 112,000, then it could be at 124,000. We've seen things like that. So it's important to recognize that Bitcoin and the price is always fluctuating. But the key takeaway from this video is if your portfolio drops a significant amount, not in financial advice, but that's a good time to go in there and be buying more, okay? Because when you're buying more, you're getting Bitcoin on a discount. You're getting it while other people are scared, selling. You've changed your mindset to say, look, while these people are selling, my mind now has been trained to take advantage of the dips, take advantage of people selling. Because while they're selling their Bitcoin, I'm going to be scooping a little bit of the 21 million pie, which is less now, around 17 after everything is mined, because a lot of Bitcoin has been lost. And a lot more is going to be lost as the years go on. People now that are buying are going to be losing their Bitcoin, right? Even if it's 0.1, 0.2, people are going to be losing it. But as long as you're not one of them that loses it. I'm Mr. Bitcoin Maxi. We are all Bitcoin Maxis. I'll see you all in the next video.